What is going on, All-Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or all these cars we've been driving, this is your All-Terrain Nation, and this is a special happy hour. Now, if you're joining in for Bronco Talk, we will still talk Broncos, but I didn't want to title this one Bronco Talk because, well, I know people, they know what trip we're on in the last questions, and I didn't want to just confuse the situation, so I thought we'll just call it the happy hour tonight and go from there. But Kelly and I are both pretty worn out. We've been testing.
Sorry. You didn't set up very well.
We've been testing a lot of vehicles today, and well, it's pretty exhausting. If you've ever tried to done a YouTube channel and you think, oh man, that's easy, try doing. We did six reviews today, and I'm pretty beat. And then
that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you spend an hour to an hour and 15 minutes with each vehicle, learning about the vehicle, driving the vehicle, figuring out content and all of that, it's a really long day.
Yes, very long day. But if you have Bronco Talk questions, please bring them along. We'll definitely get in there. And Bronco Talk will be back next Monday. We'll just do the exclusive Bronco thing. But I wanted to get into today. We've had a hell of a day. We've got to drive the new Ram Rebel 2500, which that's all you're going to hear me talk about because it's under embargo right now.
Yeah, we can't say anything else.
So I can't tell you if it's good, bad, ugly, otherwise on that thing.
Here's all at the bottom.
Kelly, go through the list. I'll let Kelly go through the list and tell you what we've done. And then we'll tell you what we can drive tomorrow, and maybe you guys help us choose what the next vehicle is we'll review.
So we did the Tundra TRD Pro.
Yep.
We did the Sequoia TRD Pro. We did the Genesis
GV60 all EV. Pretty cool.
We did the Tacoma TRD Pro.
Yes.
And we did the TRX, the Ram TRX.
Yes, we wanted to get ourselves in a TRX again. We had actually Toyota was with us on that one, and it was kind of nice before we just took it out, and we both knew some about it, but not a ton. It was nice to have some feedback there while we were walking around it and just discussing it. And he was an awesome dude. He was the head of the light duty trucks, and very informative. And
you'll see the interview with him when we go through it.
Yeah, definitely. You'll see some of these people in this. And but I wanted to talk to you guys about it a little bit tonight, and I didn't want a live to not happen. And once again, if you're with Bronco stuff, next Monday it will be exclusively Bronco again. But because we're on the road right now in Texas, in Podunk, Texas.
For real.
Yes.
If you're in the Texas area, we are in Decatur, Texas.
Yes.
If you don't know where that is, don't worry. We don't really know.
And we've been spending time at Eagle.
Dude.
Eagle something Speedway.
Hold on. Give me a second. I put it in the GPS and we just rolled. Eagle Canyon Raceway.
Yes. It's a private racetrack here in Podunk, Texas. And very nice
concierge
facilities.
only kind of a service.
Yeah. The garage that we went through today was, especially if you're into NASCAR, especially old NASCAR.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can pull up a picture here real quick. And we're doing this very mobily, so
yes, so please bear with us.
Bear with us on
while
this.
you're doing that. I'm going to do my thing.
Wait.
Oh,
so
he's got it.
These are not replica cars. These are
Actual.
real NASCAR, old NASCAR cars they buy up, and that's one of Earnhardt's cars.
And I'm kind of kicking myself because I had an opportunity. I actually won a ride in a NASCAR vehicle by a NASCAR driver, but I didn't take the opportunity because I wanted to make sure we got all the content we could today. So
one of Tony Stewart's old cars, very cool. And the garage is like just one of the garages.
See, he didn't even pay attention to it.
No, like some of the old Craftsman trucks in the race shop and in the back. There's all kinds of cool stuff, and I'd like to do just a video on this. But
so legit, I had the opportunity to do it, and I didn't because we had content. So, yeah.
Yes. So, anyways. But I want to talk a little bit about each one's, and we're going to have videos popping in on this thing. And I haven't had a single drop of whiskey all day.
I know it's really sad.
I'm drinking Chicati.
No, you're not. You're drinking Dos Equis.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dos Equis. Yes.
I was like, what are you talking about? But we're going to go ahead and say hi to everyone so we can go ahead and get started the right way.
Oh well, if we do that, I think it's still on here. Let me see if it's on here. There it is. I should fix that, but I just don't want to.
You don't even want to at this point, do you? You're terrible. You're just awful. So let's see. All right. So Terrence Mooney in the house, Bronco Dude, Frank B, overlanding for fun, Gia Hogue joining us, Menal Productions, Steve P, Jeffrey Babb, Positivity Wins, says, so, hey, I left work to be here. I deal with the fallout tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Hey, congratulations.
Yes. Justin Zimmerman, John Burnett. He said, hello, neighbors, and good evening. We're actually not neighbors tonight. We are actually in Decatur, Texas, just outside of Nashville, or just outside of Dallas. Wow.
I guess relatively.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Nikki Hansen Brewer in the house, Robin O'Malley, Jay Zen, Bob Masters, Dirk Connor, Amy, which is Nurse AJ, Bronco 78, Michael Cooper. Let's see, Flo. Flo says I'm a trooper. Thank you. I appreciate that. There are some days that I am a better trooper than others, and today is one of those that I'm a better trooper than others. So, overlanding for fun says poor Dave. Or poor Kelly. Dave makes it all about him. Randy Hughes says, driven by there several times. It's definitely out in the middle of nowhere. There's a great OHV park in that area. There's actually a great we're not going to say great. There's an OHV park on the property.
It's not OHV. It's private.
Well,
it's private.
It's still an off-road course.
It's a Toyota. Toyota built this little area at this racetrack for some testing, and we got to use it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an off-road course on the private property at this place. So, yeah. Randy Hughes, Sandman 62, Gail Thompson, TJ Miller in the house. Does that bed make quarters? We're actually in it's the only hotel in the area. Let's be honest. Yes. We're actually in a Marriott branded hotel. So it's not terrible. It's just, I wish there was a bar either upstairs or downstairs, like
somewhere
one
to chill,
place or the other.
relax.
Yeah, just to chill and relax. And we should have gotten alcohol at the Walmart. Just saying. But instead, we bought hotel alcohol from the fridge downstairs, which
in a TRD koozie,
which we didn't plan, but apparently was fitting for the amount of TRD we drove today.
No kidding, man.
Like. This is the second time that we've come to this particular event. Last year, we had a little more mix of vehicles.
Yes.
But in the spring, we did a lot of Toyota as well, because Toyota just seems to bring...
Well, Toyota's based out of Texas.
Yeah, and they tend to bring more products that we seem to be interested in. And this year kind of was the same thing with all the TRD.
Well, between them and Ram, and they both all the big boys, and Ford and GM used to be at this a lot, and I guess there was a weird falling out or something, but they'll be back.
Yeah.
But it's a big thing for Truck of the Year in Texas. So between right now, it just seems to be between Toyota and Ram. But we'll have to vote on that for Truck of Texas. And I kind of already know where my heart's set on that. And I don't want to know where yours is, but we vote independently. And but there was a lot of cool. So there's some things coming up. We have a Grand Wagoneer. What is the with the new Hurricane?
The Obsidian. The
new Hurricane engine, I guess. But that's all I can say is it's got the new engine in it. We haven't got to drive that one yet.
Yeah.
We have drove a Wagoneer before. Big.
Not the Grand Wagoneer, but we've driven the Wagoneer.
Yes.
We drove that last year.
Big, and I would want definitely V8 power in that thing.
Yeah, and the Jeep Compass is also here, and that's under embargo as well.
The new Jeep Compass with, I guess, a new transmission and some stuff they might have worked
on. For those that don't know what an embargo is, because honestly, I didn't know until we really kind of got into kind of doing journalistic more stuff, it means that we get first look at things. You see, we change states and his shenanigans don't change. But what embargo means is that essentially we get first look, we get like a pinky promise that says, hey, we're not going to share this until a certain such and such date. And so we can get all the content ready and everything and get ready to drop it. And then once the embargo is lifted, then we can go ahead and do that. So
if you've ever wondered why all the manufacturers drop it at a certain
all at the same time, that's because that press time has lifted.
The channels drop at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be why.
So that would be why.
Print.
Yeah.
And I think it does allow print and everybody to get kind of on the same page. And for especially for old school print, they need time to print this stuff. Like I could drop this video tonight. Like they can't do that with print. So I think it gives everybody.
But we're not going to.
No.
We make friends, not enemies.
Yes.
So
our friends over at Stellantis would not be happy with this.
No, not at all.
We probably wouldn't be here next year.
Probably not. Probably not. Nissan Hawaii Nation, thank you so much for that super chat, sir. We appreciate you.
It's been a minute, buddy.
It has been a minute. It's been a very short minute or long minute. Long minute. I'm sorry.
But so Tundra TRD Pro. In that bright orange, I forget what they call the color on it. Is it in our book here? What they color it? Solar orange or so? I get all these colors mixed up anymore.
We took a picture of it. Oh no, it was on the other camera though, but we don't have it. No, I don't think they talk about color in here at all.
Okay. Anyways, that bright orange that you've seen Toyota do, which is a great color. I like it a lot. It's a pearly orange. Kelly does not like bright colors, and I think you were pretty happy with this.
You'll have to wait until you see the video.
Yes, and so we have that. I believe it was that one. Yeah, that was the hybrid that we did with the twin turbo V6 hybrid. A lot of fun in that truck. It felt like a good
solar octane. That's it, Justin. Thank you,
Justin.
Yes,
yes, and a lot of get up and go to that truck. We did get to drive it last year when they right after it made its debut. We got to drive the 1794 edition of that thing. I like the truck a lot.
The Tundra.
Yeah, they've really stepped it up. And if brands like Nissan and them do not step up to this next level, like dead in the water, man, because you can't go like Toyota. I think was smart with the new Tundra, and they didn't go conventional what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
They went their own path. Now, some like the front end, the big grills, some don't. You know, there's certain things that I like about certain brands that when they change, I don't like it anymore. But the thing you can't say is they did not go their own path, Kelly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But the fun colors on that as well. The interiors are great. I can't ding that truck really too much just sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then the Sequoia. We did the TRD Sequoia. We did two. So we were able to take them, and we took all these off-road, by the way.
Yes.
In a little better off-road course than we did last year. A lot of where you can see the trucks flex out, climb hills and stuff. So you get a good idea of what the torque of the truck is. What were your thoughts? How did you like the Sequoia?
Yes. I'm a huge fan.
Really?
I'm a huge fan of the Sequoia.
What kind of would draw you to that?
I like the balance of the soccer mom and the adventurability of it to be able to kind of like I love the ease of all the buttons.
You're a sucker for a 3-row SUV though.
I am a sucker for a 3-row SUV for whatever reason. I like the idea of having a bus, but not a bus.
But she
like a good looking bus, but I don't want a minivan.
But she does not want all the kids in the vehicle.
No, I don't want all the kids. I just want to have the ability to take the kids if I need to, like take the softball team if I need to. I want to be that cool mom that's able to take everybody, I think is probably what it is.
Wait. So what's Steven at?
Steven Rapp says, what's code E4? Go Bronco MSRP. Oh, there. Yeah, we're reading it now. Thank you, Steven, for that super chat. Thank you. Sorry, we were just actually reading through it. What's code E4? Got Bronco MSRP around 74K. Dealer wants 7K over 2023. I just got my Big Bend for less than sticker.
You need to define geo. I'm tired right now, so it may have been right over my head.
Is it group order?
No. I'm not sure on your
We're like a 4-year-old tonight. So If you can spell it out for us,
Yes.
no codes.
If you can answer your own question for us.
We'll try to answer it if we can understand it a little bit better. So, TJ Miller says, I'd like to see the F-150 Tremor against the TRD Pro. I would like to see that too.
So in the spring we will be up in Chicago, well, for the Chicago Auto Show in the winter, and then we will be at some press events up there. We already have coming up, and I'm hoping they had a nice off-road course there last year.
Or Ford, we'll take one.
Yes.
Toyota, we'll take one in our driveway too.
Right, and we've been some of these events. We have to work these events to get press cars to our house. As you've noticed, Nissan's started to give us some stuff, and we've got supposedly Nissan is sending us a Pathfinder Rock Creek edition, which is their little off-road package edition for that. But we're greasing the wheels with these other brands, so hopefully we can make some headways and get more pressed vehicles at home. Because when we get them for a week at a time, it's easier to. We can take our time. Like what we do here, that's going to drive me crazy. What we do here is
Let's see if I can turn it off.
They don't really limit the amount of time that we have with the vehicles. The TRD in the orange today, the one we did a walk around with it, we probably had it for, I would say, a good hour and a half. But there's also a lot of other journalists there that want to spend time with it. So you can get a first impressions, but it's hard to like get a true feel how living with some of these are. So that's kind of what we're hoping for.
John Burnett says F-250 Tremor versus Ram 2500 Power Wagon.
Well, but the new Ram Rebel might be playing in that Tremor area.
But that's all we can say.
Yeah,
you can't say anything.
Well, and Rams came out and it came out in the Texas State Fair this past week, so it's not. We just can't give any driving impressions and opinions of it really right now. But you've seen the Ram. I mean, you've seen the Power Wagon. It's pretty similar looking, pretty good looking truck.
Momomoto says, fun fact, I put the curve in the Toyota Sequoia front bumper in the early 2000s.
Nice.
I had a 2003 Sequoia.
Yeah, she liked that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
got an Xterra.
Well, no, honestly, in the frame rot issues they were having, and that vehicle did come from the new area.
No, there was a couple things that actually ended up happening with that. It was a used vehicle, and the back hatch wouldn't open at one point after it was bought. And then he's looking up your question, by the way, Stephen, just so you know. So that's what he's doing right now. But
I've really bad
our
service.
internet's really, really terrible right now. I'm hoping that the video is coming through okay, clear for you guys. But anyway, I had a 2003 Toyota Sequoia, and the back hatch, the handle wouldn't open it anymore. And I started doing some research, and it was a common thing where sometimes it just wouldn't work. And then eventually you were going to have to replace like the mechanism in it. And then there was a couple other things. And I was like, you know what? I'm not comfortable with us continuing to have to replace things in this vehicle. So I would rather just go ahead and get rid of it. So we got rid of that and then ended up buying an Xterra. So it was really just kind of a double situation there for us. So Stephen, he's looking it up right now for you. So bear with us. If you can find the answer on the
I don't know
body
what
internet.
I don't know what that code is.
EV4.
E4GO.
E4GO.
I'm not sorry, man. Like I said, I'm about
at half strength.
20% today. Thank you, David. The video is great. But kind of closing on the Tundra, a lot of people especially the Tundra guys have been early adopters, like, oh, they're getting a hybrid, so the fuel economy is going to be great in that thing. It's not about that. The hybrid of that vehicle has nothing to do with fuel economy. It's all about making that V6 feel like a V8. When you need the extra torque, it kicks in the way it's in between the transmission and the block. It just helps give it a little more oomph, and that's what that's about. But I'd really like to do some towing with that vehicle just to get an idea, because I know what big V8s tow like in the heavy duties and stuff, but I would like to see what that as a little 1500 style truck would actually do. And Toyota claims like in the Sequoia, it was like nearly 10K towing with the Sequoia in that completely independent.
Yeah, like 9,500 pounds or something.
Yeah. Pretty incredible. And I know somebody was saying earlier something about they would be more interested if it had a solid rear axle. And I really don't think, a lot of people fuss at, oh man, you got to have solid axle. But if you look at all the stuff out of Johnson Valley that they're doing, King of Hammers, man, it's all independent. It's all independent suspension. It seems to withstand the rock crawling of that kind of stuff. So I think the tech's getting good enough that it's pretty nice. Riding on trails, like we did some, I don't want to say it's rugged, but the truck was very smooth, and that's because of the fully independent suspension and that thing.
No, yeah. So essentially what we did is a couple of obstacles. It really wasn't off-roading perspective or oh my gosh.
I know, I can't use my words either.
It's not really what you would call an off-road course. It was really like some moguls like this, some off camber, like you did one of these and then you switched and did one of these.
Yeah, where you can get flex out of the vehicle.
And then you go up one, down one, and then you went around like this. And then there was a big rock crawl.
Okay, Heritage Limited Edition offered it to me. I figured it out. Okay, what do you think of that? I hate ADM. What was it, 10K over? I'm not big on any K over on those things. They'll always sneak some, it's got to have this coating or some BS like that, which I don't like, but I'm willing to accept
10K
that.
over for Heritage.
Yeah. I guess if it's the limited edition, that's not actually too bad. Just knowing that you're not going to get that vehicle till late summer.
How do you feel about it?
Well, for the limited Heritage, I'm okay with.
No, I'm not saying how do you. I'm saying to Steven, how do you feel about that 10K over? Because think about it. You're one of 1,966 trucks, which
isn't bad. But then it's already mid 70s, I think, for that vehicle. So you're looking at 85 roughly. And then taxes, you're going to pay taxes extra on that 10K.
Yeah, MSRP around 74.
So, I guess if you're looking at that as a limited, now the normal Heritage Edition, I would not pay over at all on that because it's a big bend,
right? With
some neat looking seats, and you get a painted roof. And I know, yes, the dash and stuff, and it's more to it, but I'm simplifying this for a reason. Is it's still a big bend. You're not getting any extra tech or anything. With the limited edition, you're getting a tricked out Badlands.
Yeah. Fully
loaded Badlands with all the grill, the Ford grill, the painted roof. And you're getting three special colors. Two you can get early, and then the last color, the one blue, was not the Robin's Egg, but the other blue was going to be a later in the year color. But that's the problem too, is if you're cool with paying that much and knowing that you're not going to get a Bronco basically from right now for another year.
Yeah.
I do think the
yes, for the Yellowstone. So that means it's going to be even later.
No, Yellowstone and Robin's Egg were first, and then
Yellowstone was late.
No, listen. So Yellowstone and the Robin's Egg, it's a late color. They're not going to build them until summer. No, next year.
Well, yeah, it's a late
But the other
color.
blue was even going to be even later. I forget what color it was, but but that vehicle too, if they only do 1966, which I'm not completely sold that's how they're. I think they're being coy with. I think it's going to be 1966 2-door, 1966 4-door, which is still an ultra limited vehicle. And with a vehicle like that, I wouldn't take it off roading. If I don't know everybody's situation with it, obviously we like to go, do that kind of stuff. But that's a special vehicle, and they're going to do them once a year. You're going to see them you only get these colors with that vehicle. And if that's the one you want, I say go for it, man, because our Badlands is pretty freaking nice. Yeah. And we got the Lux package. We would damn near have everything that vehicle has. You're getting a hard top, a painted hard top. And with that Robin's Egg blue, which is pretty close to the Tiffany blue you like, I think it's a win-win. I really do. I think the first editions I preached they were not going to be collector's items. And I know early on people were like, yeah, but they're flipping them for 120,000 or whatever. I still think now I'm seeing those I think we saw one for 75, 80,000 the other day. The prices on those are just tumbling. And I don't see that with the Heritage, especially first year Heritage editions. I think as long as you keep, 5,000 miles or so a year, maybe, which sucks for that kind of price of a vehicle.
It does.
But if you keep the miles low on it, I think you'll have a nice little.
So if you're going to crazy DD it, like drive a whole bunch of miles on it, it may not be worth as much as what you're thinking. But you also have to decide is that worth it to you to get that vehicle?
And I'm not saying don't drive it. I'm just saying there is some potential for collector's item with that one.
Yeah, Yellowstone is definitely later. Bronco 78 St. Robin's, I guess, and the only one on the limited build. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Yellowstone is a late color.
Well, there was another blue that Ford told us was going to be.
Was that Azure blue
or
something? But I think that's available now.
That's not Azure. It's not. I'd have to go to the build and price, and we're very limited with flexibility here on that. I'll definitely I'll go into that, and I actually it's a good idea for a story that we can work on because 10K is not outrageous for that vehicle. So
yeah, at this point,
if you can afford it, go for it.
John says peak blue. So is that what you're talking about?
Maybe. I can't remember the name of it.
Mike says, do you guys know anything about the 20th anniversary Jeep Wrangler?
No, and Jeep's here, and we've asked some things about we've asked some questions, and they give you the same. It's
the press response.
Yeah, it's the same. We don't talk about future products. So, but they've been very not like Jeep came out this year. They had the 4xe Wrangler is here, which we drove it last year. I wasn't impressed.
It was a Tuscadero peak.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that vehicle enough to want to do a video on it. And we started a video, and I just never finished it because I just wasn't impressed with it.
You just need to put it together, put it out.
They have a hard top. Well, that was a hard top last year too.
Because they took the windows out.
Yeah. Nice vehicles, but the 4xe on any of the Jeep products right now, I'm not completely sold on. We've got a Grand Cherokee we could drive 4xe.
Summit.
Yeah, it's 25 miles. I'm just not sold on that just yet. I told the Jeep guys, like, I get it. I said, and then 3 or 4 years, it'll be 50 miles of pure EV that you can drive. And then, and they'll gradually ease into that. But right now, that for me is just like, I'm just not sold on the 4xe stuff just yet.
Mike Max has had a blast at off-rodeo 2 Mondays ago in New Hampshire. That's awesome.
Nice, man.
That's awesome. I would like to do New Hampshire because I think New Hampshire would be fun.
I just want to go up for the crab or the lobster.
The lobster.
Yeah. Peak blue.
Yeah.
John Hines says.
Would you guys go for it, especially the color? Steven says.
Of he was going for the
Heritage.
Yellow. I don't like to give advice like this of would you do something, because I like to talk to you guys about cars and not lead you down any particular path. I want you guys to end up making your own decisions, which I think most people do.
Yeah.
I just look at the way I value cars, especially like a Bronco, is it's a long-term ownership for us. So this isn't like we have the Jeep that needs to go away. And there'll be the Ranger Raptor down the road, which will probably be like a year. It goes away. But the Bronco for us is a long-term vehicle. It meets besides YouTube, it meets our lifestyle needs of wanting to just go have fun with our kid and just go do whatever.
Which is why we put 13,000 miles on it already.
So I know this is a horrible answer to this, but for me, I don't know, because I think that I do think that the Heritage Limited is going to be a collector's item. And I think if they do 1966 every year, you're in 10 years, you're still talking about a very low production of a certain vehicle like that.
But just know he's been wrong in the past.
No, and even at that, I don't like swaying people thinking. I personally think it's going to be a collector's item, but I'm not saying invest in this vehicle by any means, and just put it in your garage. And
I think for us personally, I don't know that we would buy at 10K.
No, well, not.
And that's personally.
Well, the 75K for a loaded Badlands is already a tough one to swallow.
Well, that's like what Mobile Moto says. He said that he thinks the Badlands about 5K overpriced.
Yes, I would 100% agree with that. I like it, but then again, I think the Jeep Rubicon is well, I did a build and price of one. It was mid 60s. Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous for a vehicle that for most people only use it a certain amount of time a year. Drives horrible. I love Jeeps to death. Don't get me wrong, but they're not the greatest driving. It's definitely an experience to drive one. So yeah, no, I think I don't know.
What for you, Kelly? How do you?
I don't think I would. Personally, I don't think I would for a color. But
You do like that. If they did Tiffany blue in that, you'd be all over it.
I do, but I don't think I would do for 10K over. I mean, you've got to. It could go either way. Like, it really could. Like, think about it as a car is typically a depreciating asset.
Yes, right now.
As soon as it runs off, the market is weird right now. Typically, as soon as you drive off the market or drive off the lot, you're losing 5 to 10K off that vehicle. Typically. Right now, that's not the case. But that doesn't mean in a couple of years that the market doesn't even out, and then you're upside down in this vehicle and life happens and you're 10K in the hole. But it also could do the other side of it, where it could be in a couple of years it's worth $100,000 because it's
such a
limited.
And I don't like to I'll get after dealers who do markup, and I think I don't agree with it. I understand it for initial launches of what Raptor always gets markup the first 6 months and then it settles down. For whatever reason, Bronco is still, dealers due to pandemic or whatever, they're still going nuts. It is a vehicle though that you could own for 6 months probably and get rid of it and get your money back plus. I do think that you will see these on the used side of it. 90K, 100K easily. If first editions were bringing 120K, now that was granted too in a time where nobody could get Broncos really. Mm-hmm. They were so new that they were bringing that. But I do think that if you can look at what maybe Raptor's doing right now and judge for yourself what you think it might do. Look at Raptor in say a couple months and see what the prices are going for. That should give you a good idea of where that Heritage Limited Edition should sit.
John Burnett says you'll need to get rid of that Gladiator soon to get rid of get ready for the Ranger Raptor.
John, trust me, I would like the car payment off me
as soon as we get back from Texas. I know we keep saying that, but legit, like, we turn around and then there's something that comes up that stops us.
And for us, having a mid-sized pickup or any pickup truck in the driveway, we always find a use for it.
But it's ready.
But I'm saying that's kind of what's kind of kept it here over the summer longer than it was supposed to be here, because we just continually find needs for it. It just doesn't need my financial situation.
Right.
Now, for if this was full time, it might be more,
Steven Rapp says, I bought one of those rear safes, not the ones you guys got, but what do you think of those safes? Seems like not much protection. The ones that sit in the thing is what I'm guessing. I watched somebody
try to install one and they pulled it right out by accident. All those to me, a waste of time. If you're worried about personal protection, that probably should be on you at all times anyways. But I do also understand there's times where you're not allowed to take that kind of stuff into places. It would be better to lock it up.
Or I would even say the Tuffy drawer, Bronco drawer, that's going to be more secured from versus this. Oh my gosh, words.
The safe.
Versus the safe that's in there, because the safe is a lot easier to take out. But the drawer system, they're going to have to rip out bolts out of your truck.
It's heavy duty steel.
It is heavy duty. The drawer is not going to open unless you have a key to it. So yeah, I would say more of the Bronco drawer system if you're looking for something that's different than the diabolical.
I think I would trust in this instance having a potential weapon like, and I don't know what you need.
I was just saying that you don't know that's what it needs.
I would trust that Tuffy box more than that because it's just more enclosed. But if somebody wants in your vehicle, trust me, they're getting in your vehicle no matter what. Mm-hmm. I just, for me, if for personal protection, I would keep it on me at all times.
You're just assuming that that's what it's about, and that's not necessarily safe in storage is all they're talking about now.
I know.
Sorry, he's ranting because for one, we're in Texas. For two, because he's tired.
My rants are bigger in Texas?
Yes. Everything's bigger in Texas, what they say. Wow. Just kidding.
But I will say this, and Tuffy makes those boxes. The center console one is a waste of space to me because we use our center console a lot.
Yes.
I can't imagine like anytime we need to put something in there, I got to unlock the damn thing to get in it. The back one probably is a better locking box if I had to choose between front or rear.
Yeah. What you guys got? Everybody's kind of quiet tonight, but so I guess keep talking.
Keep talking.
No, I mean, so I guess we've got some options for tomorrow. So we're talking about doing the Grand Wagoneer, the Obsidian, so we can actually talk about the Hurricane engine that's in there. What else was on our list? The Compass, which is under embargo, so there's some new stuff we need to talk about.
I can't imagine there's a large Jeep Compass crowd that's really interested in it. The Lexus LX600, which is their big boy SUV, pretty fire little thing.
Subi Forester, probably not many that might be interested in that, but it's something we're talking.
We haven't done Subaru, so I don't know if people are interested in Subaru here, and that's by my own fault. I just have never talked Subaru.
And we have the Wrangler 4xe, which we talked about, which we kind of drove around last year. We did like Dave said, we started a review on it, but we decided to end up like not doing content on it. And then we have the Grand Cherokee 4xe, which
we've done the 4xe Reserve L, well, the longest name ever.
No, it wasn't 4xe.
Or no, not 4xe.
The Summit Reserve L.
Yes.
And then we have the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek edition. And that's kind of all that's on our list.
Yeah, that was kind of on our list, and that's out.
There was an Acura something. Ouch.
The MDX Type R or Type S.
I don't know. It was F Sport. No, wait, that's the other one.
Yeah, so we've got some Mazda. We can go see the CX-50 with the little turbo. Let's see. We've got Volkswagen. We've got the 22 Atlas.
R-Line.
Yeah, R-Line 4Motion. Which every time I like Volkswagen, but every time you see them, it's such a plain.
I don't know. I liked the one last night, and I'm sure that's this one. This one was actually I was pleasantly surprised with the interior of it, but the outside was kind of plain. Even
I think for me, I feel like the interior is just kind of like I think it's a very German design, and nothing wrong with it. Let's see. There's a Tiguan. There is we've already
read that, or we already drove those.
Sorry, I know this is super exciting. Let's see. We
drove that one too.
Yeah, we drove a few of these today. There is the Lexus. It's $106,000
F Sport.
Yes,
that's kind of why I want to drive it, is because it's the F Sport. You know, I like the F Sport on that.
I know you like,
but we've done a lot of Toyota this today. So.
Yeah, we've done the 22 We've done the 4Runners.
We did the 4Runner last year.
Yep. $55,000 for a TRD Pro 4Runner. That's the tech is from 2009.
Hey Tracy, thank you. That's the hotel we're staying in's wallpaper. I will say though, that wall's better than the other walls are. The other wallpaper that's in this room, they did not do a good job lining up the lines. So
yes, Miss OCD here is
well.
Oh, the Tundra capstone. If you guys know about the capstone, it's if Lexus built a truck, that's what Toyota's doing. Which it's iForce Max, so it's going to be the hybrid.
We did that one.
Yep, we've done that one. The Subaru Forester Wilderness Edition, which means it's lifted a little bit more. Supposedly, somebody got it stuck today.
Yeah.
Rumor has it, and they almost had to tow the thing out.
Yeah.
We've got Hyundai Palisades XRT that we can toy with.
2023.
Yep, which is I'm not excited by. Let's see, Honda. We got an HRV all-wheel drive, which is a good-looking little SUV. This is the Acura Type S. So I know this is horrible. Let's see what else we got going on here. These already we've looked at or talked about. The Wagoneer Series 2, which
we did that last year.
We counted. So we got in the Grand Wagoneer tonight, and I counted over 10 times that they mentioned Wagoneer in the vehicle. You literally on the passenger side, you open the door at the steps. It says Grand Wagoneer. They're kind of it's a luxury vehicle, so it should.
It's on the seat.
Right in front of that, it's stamped like plastic, not like embroidered in the seat, like stamped little plaque that says Grand Wagoneer. Then right on the dash as you get into it, it says Grand Wagoneer. And then when you turn the vehicle on, because the dash in these Grand Wagoneers have little monitors on the passenger side, flashes Grand Wagoneer. every center cap on this thing says Grand Wagoneer.
They wanted to make sure that you knew.
No, which is fine. And even in the passenger row, in where the USB plugs would normally be, Grand Wagoneer. I'm like,
but
wow.
there's USBs in the monitors on the backs of the seats, so you don't need them in the center.
Ram. We've not done any. So
1500s.
Normal 1500s. The limited, which is a very nice truck. We got there is a Hummer, GMC Hummer here, but it's not for.
It's somebody else's press vehicle.
It's somebody else's press vehicle. But
you've got the Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, but we already did a review on this one.
Yeah, we've done that. So that's our choices to choose from. Branding at its best. Yes.
For sure.
Clark Griswold would love the Grand Wagoneer.
But he wouldn't want to pay for it.
Are you shitting me, Clark?
Like, he wouldn't want to pay for it. Let's see what the Grand Wagoneer costs on this one.
Yes. In the comments, quickly, before Kelly can say it. Don't say it just yet. What do you think? This is the Grand Wagoneer L.
Obsidian. 2023.
Just quickly, what do you guys think in the comments?
What do you guys think the price on it is?
For a loaded out big SUV. Yes, it is immersed in mediocrity in some of these. Overlaying for fun says 96.
TJ Miller says 82K.
Mobile says 128. I feel like we're on the Price is Right. $1, Bob. Randy says 96. We get a couple more in here. John says 115. One of you are closer than the other. I will say that. But nobody's hit it just yet.
85.
Nikki, girl, you got it. You got to start pricing cars more. You've got to look at these things.
Positivity Wins says 85.
Woo! All right, one last one. Anybody?
Oh wait, I may want to not do that.
Bronco
Bronco dude.
We can't say Canadian.
Nah,
that's not.
I don't have that in Canadian.
I don't speak Canadian.
Tim C says 110. Oh, winner, chicken dinner. Tim C almost 109 is as equipped tomorrow. Starts at 98.
98.
98.
I would have, when I was a kid, had you told me there'd be 100,000.
That's a house.
100,000. My first house was $70,000. So as a kid, if you would have ever told me that it would be $100K for a vehicle, now, what do you think the payment is a month on that?
We can't even talk about it. I don't even
With 25, $3,000 a month.
I don't know. Depends on what your interest rate would be.
Well, I'm just throwing a number out there. I mean, probably $2,500 to $2,800 a month for a car or a SUV. And obviously, if you can afford this vehicle, you're probably throwing a couple dollars down there. But yeah, crazy pricing on that. But when you see it, though, I will say this: you're getting a luxury vehicle. It's not. There's monitors in the back seat. There's one on the passenger side, and they all are independent of one another too. So the back row gets massaging seats. The back row, no, not the back row. Yes, the passenger row, the second row. Yeah, the second row. I don't think the third row. No, not third row, but second row massaging seats. That used to be. I remember that was just a driver's function. Then they brought it over to passenger. Now the rear people are getting massaging seats. One of our journalist friends was talking. She had this vehicle for a little bit, and her son was like, he expects this for every press car she gets now. This is how it should be. And he was disappointed when the next one, he was in school, and this car got turned in. Pickup day, and they picked up and gave her something else, and he was so disappointed. She said she said she dropped him off in the Wagoneer and then picked up another vehicle, or maybe it was a sedan. Oh no, it was an EV6. It was a Kia EV6, yeah. And he goes, "Mom, this is not okay." Yeah, no. Randy says, "Is that a full EV version of the Grand Wagoneer?" No, they have not. They're not doing. I don't think the 4xe is in this just yet. They've got the new Hurricane engine that they're going to start. You're going to start seeing over the next couple of years, jumping into all their big boy products, and I'm pretty excited by that. Twin turbo looks pretty cool. We got to see under the hood of one today, and it looks pretty interesting. Bronco 78 says that they're going to start doing 30-year mortgages on these cars, right? Well, yeah, like if, what the old travel trailers used to be $100,000, they would do 20 years or something on something like that. No, it's yeah, no, it's kind of crazy.
Mike Mack says, I heard it takes 4 hours to charge a Hummer and it can't go off-road for long. Is that true? So we didn't actually get to drive it, but I will say that the Hummer was plugged up all day long today. And it was not driven at all today because it was actually someone else's press vehicle.
Another journalist, they have it for a week.
Yeah, they have it for a week or so, and it was plugged up the entire time that she was there today.
Oh, and I bet it was at 110, so it's like you got 5 more miles of range in the thing by the time it's over.
So I'm not sure of the off-road piece, but I do know that thing is heavy.
Yes.
Mike
says, I know TFL just did a video. They've got a press of the Hummer, press loan of it, and they were doing some off-road with it. I haven't watched that video of what they've done with it. I'm honestly like, I have zero interest. If I was required to take that vehicle to get other General Motors products for press loans, I would do it.
Hummer?
But I really have zero interest.
I'd like to try the crab walk. Just because it has it.
There's 5 minutes of your day.
I'm just saying, I would like to try the crab walk.
Well, I'd like to, some days with my knee, I'd like to just try walking.
I'm just saying. Jeez.
Yes, let's see. Bronco 78 says TFL did a video about 24 hours with a level 2 charger. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is 9,400. Yeah.
I want to say it's 9,500.
Yeah, I think it's 9,500 pounds.
But yes, no, it's ridiculous. And that kind of weight on these trails, you're just talking about tearing up trails, man. That's not eco-friendly by any means.
Hell, and if their Bronco had to pull the Hummer, they're pulling more than they should have with that Bronco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it just needed a little extra.
It's too freaking heavy.
Well, I think I caught part of the front of that video, and they were worried about the clearance of the Hummer. Of course, the Bronco's a lot smaller.
It's freaking low.
Well, it'll lift itself. It does have air suspension, I believe. I think I don't know. But, yeah, no, it's they're pretty massive, pretty cool looking in person. This is about the third one I've seen. But still, I did a video on a couple weeks ago. They're producing like 5 a day. And that's not a car company right now. That's a hobby for a manufacturer.
Mike says, I've ridden the Hummer EV1. The crab walk feels like you're sliding on an icy road. It also gives me a loopy sensation.
Huh. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it high centered on a rock. That does not surprise me.
No.
Seen it in person, it does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, because the trail that you have to, that's like, because they're so wide, it's I just can't imagine
it's massively wide.
Like to take that to Moab, for somebody to take that to Moab, and I know GMC did testing out there, like that's really doing a disservice to the trail system. Like if you think about the damage that thing could actually do to it, and I'm not ultra.
Well, and honestly, mobile motos have the same thing. It's like tread lightly unless it's an EV. That's just fine.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm big with tread lightly, but I'm not like going to freak out about everything somebody does. But no, that's ridiculous. And the damage that, especially soft surfaces, the damage that thing could cause. So, and it's also a gas guzzling EV if you think about it. I know the 400-mile range supposedly, but that's a perfect situation. In reality, you're going to get maybe 360, 370. Then if you have more than 2 passengers, that's going to take down some of it. Then you turn on the AC. We've seen it with EV. That kills some of the mileage. Like,
I'll be honest, I didn't care today when we were in the GV6. I turned on the cooled seats. I turned on the AC because I was hot.
Yep. So the Genesis that we were in today was pretty cool. The GV60. It's over 400 horsepower, 450, I think, something like that. And then it has a boost button, so you can max it out. You're getting the full 4 whatever until you get a certain range of battery life, and then it slows that down. But it has a boost button. It gives you, I think he said, 50 more horsepower.
I didn't hear the stat.
You could floor it, then hit the boost button, and it would just go.
Take off.
But still not for me. We've talked about it with some of our journalist friends.
I mean, it definitely puts your head back in the seat when you put the foot on the gas or foot on. Well, it's not gas anymore, I guess. Put the foot on the pedal.
The accelerator.
I didn't drive it. I wasn't really
want
interested in it too. I mean, I really wasn't.
And Genesis was all excited for us to take it out. That's the bad part.
And honestly, it's not a bad vehicle. It's just not the vehicle for us. Is the thing. Is like it's just not.
Well, and
we're enthusiasts of it. Now, it was good for an EV vehicle.
Yeah. Well, our rental car, which we will hopefully do a review on tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We have a Kia. What is it?
Seltos.
Horrible vehicle. Just horrible. Now, granted, it's in a.
It's at 26,000 miles.
Yes, so it's at the end of its life expectancy for a rental company.
But funny thing about it is that the rental car company bought it
from a lot.
You can see because it's got Killeen Auto Group on it, and they didn't even clean off the sticky of it. They literally just took the name off because you can still see it on the back of the truck. So
we'll come to find out it's somebody else's vehicle.
Probably
we just grabbed it at the rental place.
Yeah.
Awful vehicle. Now it's an entry level vehicle, so you're not going to get all the sound deadening and everything. But for what that vehicle will cost, it's not acceptable. It's really not. And I think with a name like it has a horrible nameplate on it, and I like Kias. I really do. I think Kia's done a lot of fun stuff though over the past 10 years. Awful vehicle. It will not be a positive review. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But it does have heated seats.
Steven says, how do Broncos run on ice and snow? I'm concerned Colorado highways are given relatively lightweight.
It's not. It's actually a heavy vehicle.
It is, but I did slip and slide a little bit on ice this year. But I think it's the tires.
Yeah.
I think if you put a good tire on it, you shouldn't have any problems with it.
I don't think they're winter rated. I don't think they're.
I can definitely say that because
they'll be stamped with the snowflake symbol in the tires. I don't think that the Goodyears they're putting on those are snow rated tires.
Yeah, because I literally had dropped our daughter off at school and went to the post office. And when I was going to the post office, I was actually crossing a road that the water had just receded enough for it not to be a creek run over, because we have some of that still here in Tennessee. And it had iced over in that amount of time. And literally, like, I was going across it, nothing crazy. And all of a sudden I did a 180. You knew that. We talked about this already. I didn't end up running off the road or anything. We talked about this. This was on live. We can go back in the histories. It happened. So went across it. And
Were
it
you
just
in
kind of did a 180
or anything? Or,
no, I was just driving too. Because I didn't need it. The rest of the roads were dry. So I also don't like ice.
Yes. As Bronco 78 says, tires, I always say that especially for off-roading, grip is king.
Yeah.
Now, I think pretty much every manufacturer makes a great tire, and I think they also make a subpar tire, but there's a market for each tire. I'm big on BF Goodrich because it's a Michelin brand. Michelin's one of the best performance tires out there, in my opinion. There's a reason why you see Michelin on all your high-end sports cars and stuff. So I'm big on that. I want the best tire I can afford for my family. Safety number one, and BF Goodrich has a pretty stellar record. So KO2s for that situation, I'm real big on. Nitto makes a great tire. I'm sure tires are one of those things that nobody ever agrees on. If I find a BF Goodrich guy, I always give him a high five because we're
you finally are on the same page with someone.
It's my clan, it's my people. But no, it's the tires, and I've never said a good thing really about the Goodyears that come on those. They're not horrible. Pretty grippy going around corners. You can hear them, but we're at half life at 13,000.
Yeah.
If I get 20,000 out of those tires, that's probably great.
And as we all know right now, they're not going to be a cheap replacement.
As she knows, because I've been looking up tires. Flo says Toyo. He's a Toyo guy. Mike, he's a
And we have 5 to do.
Yes. That's the next thing is you see a lot of these people, Wranglers, Bronco guys, remove that 5th tire, and I guess they just put it in their shed or garage or something, and then they only buy 4 size tires, and that always trips me out, man. Don't go cheap. I know it's in another. You're like, well, it's another $350 that I'm never going to use, and you're like, no, rotate it in.
Bronco dude says Bronco dude says, how do you all think the Everglades tires will handle in the snow?
Where was that again? Oh, Everglades.
Right there.
Okay, sorry. Well, it's the same tire, Bronco dude. So it's a different wheel that they're putting under it, but it's the same Goodyear tire that they're putting under it. I drove the Bronco in the snow. I did that video. I in 4 high or 4 auto, 4 high. I didn't notice.
I just don't like it in ice.
But there's nothing good. And let's be honest, nothing's great in ice. Try having a BF Goodrich KM2s mud terrain tires in ice. I had that in my Xterra, and you were all over the map with those things. Mobile says $4,259 today.
No, I think it's $4.25.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gas.
I didn't see the dot. I was like, damn, that's some expensive tires, man.
Let's see what gas is here.
Yeah,
if I can
we
get
haven't
the internet
we
to
haven't
work.
put gas in this
We're gonna
thing.
have to before we go back to the airport tomorrow, though.
Yep.
Let's see if I can figure out.
That's right. See, Tim knows. Watch his video. He did a. Sorry, I keep burping. It's killing Kelly.
You didn't need to tell everybody.
Well, Tim does have a very good video on that, and I think his son makes an appearance. Oh, what are we?
288 here.
Damn.
288's the lowest. 329's the highest.
It's been about 310 in Middle Tennessee.
Stop it.
I know. They did it.
Nobody yawned. You did.
Steven did. I saw him. He did it. Let's see. Mike says 425 in New York. Let's see. Gas went up 30 cents overnight here. I love a good we're gonna rip you off, and nobody ever says the mass media never says a word about gas prices and gouging.
It's 289 back at home.
289 right now. Nice.
So about the same price as
Yeah,
here.
so it's went down a little bit. They never say. And with the hurricane, and if you're in Florida, any of our Florida people.
Night,
man,
Dirk. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir, Dirk. Any of our Florida people, man. If you were affected by that, my heart bleeds for you, man. Seeing a lot of these, and seems petty, but seeing some of those hypercars that were in garages, those
The one that floated out of the garage?
No, that was those Daytonas. Those Daytonas that floated out of the garage. They were up on top of the lift. The water got so high it pulled them out of there, out of the garages.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I saw the I think it was a McLaren.
Yeah. But such a bummer. We've seen Bronco people. I've seen some Broncos asking, how high water could have got that would have affected them. And then Myrtle Beach got hit. Like that same storm somehow crossed Florida, came back into Myrtle Beach, and our friends with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk Phil over there, they said they had a lot of sand pushed into their garage, and so yeah, it's a tough one. But it always pisses me off when they just gouge you. Much like right now, you get one political person in the office, they raise gas prices. The next one comes in, they lower gas prices, but they get you in another way. And if I really think if gas companies would just be honest and be like, look, storm's happening. Sorry, we're raising prices. I think American people would be more like, okay.
Yeah, but there's also gouging laws.
Oh, well, but then I don't see any government.
Yeah, but if they were to come out and say that, then they could attack them for the gouging laws. So you're not going to get.
Yeah.
Bronco 78 says, what effect do you think Hurricane Ian will have on the automotive market, new and used? We actually had quite a few conversations about that this week.
Yeah, we were talking to some journalist friends about that. And for one, there's going to be a lot of flooded cars that don't get reported, and people are going to be trying to sell these things. So if you're in that area or even around that area, I would be
honestly, they could truck them out.
Very weary of buying anything. Now, if they report to insurance, obviously the insurance takes those and they part them out or destroy them, whatever they do. It makes it tough. We went through this with a tornado in our town, went through and it killed my truck, a bunch of friends' vehicles. And then suddenly you've got to go buy a vehicle in a town that just had a tornado wipe through it.
Yeah. And you have to either be really fast at it and get one that wasn't damaged by the tornado, or you have to go outside of your area to get one. So
well, and the worst thing for right now is, all the price gouging going on.
Yeah.
And this is that meme where that dude's standing behind that tree with his hands like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be a mess. I really do. And I think all the way up into Georgia in the Atlanta areas, you're going to see people looking for cars And the dealerships never miss the opportunity to a tragedy to profit from it. It seems like. So I thought it was kind of cheesy that Ford was like, "Oh, we're sending vehicles down to help out." I'm tired of Ford. Anytime somebody's electricity goes out, they're sending a damn lightning down there. Like that just saved the town. Like, wow, we can power our house off of this lightning for 3 days. Well, that's cool, but it's just a publicity stunt for you. If you had 100,000 lightnings that you're sending down there to use as battery packs, that's one thing. They'll send 4. And clearly we have a pretty good Ford following here, but
you're sassy tonight.
Well, that's just I read that the other day. Ford, it was in a press release that Ford did, and I was just like, man, that's 2 storms that I've seen them, or 2 tragedies.
But they're running to crisis, so they're running to it. Here's the thing: you've got to look at it from both sides of the spectrum. If they can do a little bit of good, then they can do a little bit of good. Why not get the publicity off of it too? Because you're actually doing it, which I know you and I don't operate that way. When we do things, we don't care about the attention. But from a marketing promotions perspective, why would you not say, hey,
oh yeah,
we're a company, we're doing well for we're doing well for our people. Yeah. It's no different than cell companies saying, you know what, we're sending our trucks down so that customers can have their cell coverage and all this other stuff that they deploy it, and then they promote it, and then they bring in washing machines and all this other stuff. So it's really no different. So you and I are going to differ completely on that.
Well,
and I guess I'm more passionate about
bringing in a diesel trailer of 30 washing and dryers is different to me than Ford taking down 4. I'm exaggerating. I don't know what.
I was going to say you don't know the number
they're taking down, but it would have to be a substantial amount.
He's guessing at the number, by the way.
Yes, I didn't read.
He's just being a dick about it.
Ford does have an official press release on this, though. But
now I'm going to find it.
I just Ford Media. I don't know. I mean, they're just trying to say, hey, look at the benefits of having an EV.
It's going to be in our email too, right? Was it in our email?
No, just go to Ford Media. No, it's Media Ford.
Flip.
If you can spell.
Yeah, shut up.
Some scammers got the Ford thing down. Go all the way back.
Will you leave it be and I'll figure it out? Go on, talk. Let me find it.
It's all the way at the top.
Talk.
No, I want you to read this.
I will. Do I need to read the whole article?
No.
Was that the plan?
No.
So let me read the article and I'll read it to you.
Man, talk about me being sassy.
Well,
they're still going on about.
They're
tires.
sending $1 million to be distributed to the American Red Cross, Team Rubicon, Tool Bank USA, World Central Kitchen, and local food banks. Each nonprofit specialized in disaster relief. Deploying and loaning F-150 Power Boost Hybrid and F-150 Lightning vehicles, plus transit and e-transit vehicles for nonprofits to use and power their vehicle efforts. Existing Ford Credit and Lincoln Automotive financial customers affected by the hurricane may be able to defer up to 2 payments.
See, that I can see more benefit in. Going, hey,
But honestly, all the companies do that now.
No, I know it's
the cell phone companies do it too.
It's not a out of the line like, oh my god, But we're sending aid.
They're sending it down to the nonprofits to use, and their vehicles would have been taken by everything. So think about it. They're actually like,
well, the Red
you're
Cross.
shitting on it.
The Red Cross is stationed everywhere. So
it's not saying that it's given it just there. It's just said for nonprofits to use in their power. Empower their relief efforts. So it doesn't give a number. It just says we're sending some down. So your 4 in your mind is a shitty interpretation.
It's probably 3.
So
there you go.
He and I are going to differ completely on this because we just completely differ.
Yeah, she's more charitable than I am.
I am much more charitable, but at the same point, he's kind of a softie when it comes to certain things too. So it's like, he's not a total dick. It's just that he and I are
not a total dick.
He and I differ in when people are doing good things. He always looks to see why is that person doing it, when sometimes it's just somebody's doing it. Can somebody just do it? So
I'm like that at all. But anyways, so tomorrow we have a couple more hours with our press event. We'll figure out some of those cars. I wish I could live stream there, but I can't. For one, there's just no internet. Two, not everything's allowed to be seen on camera just yet, so I can't do it that way. We will definitely find something. We got a bunch of videos. We did 6 vehicles. I spread these out through the year too. So if it's something that's embargoed, I will do that at launch date, just because everybody's the algorithm here. You got to launch it when you can. After that, you'll start seeing some more of this videos coming through. Guys, if you would smash the like button for me, I don't have any of my analytics up, so I don't know what it's like. Smash the like button for me. I greatly would appreciate that. We have the membership stuff. If you want to do that to help support the channel, it's $5 a month. That's all we ask. It's nothing special. Honestly, it just helps. It paid for one of our flights to get here this week. So that's an awesome way to help. Obviously, smash the like button. It means a lot to us. Subscribing if you haven't just yet too.
And watch the videos.
Yes, please watch the videos. Because we were told this by some manufacturers, hey, we need to see some stats. We need your stats to keep. Our channel's been growing, so we're very happy with that. But I'm about to put on the Daisy Dukes is what I think is going to happen. We gotta get them subs in here.
No, you're not.
Okay, Kelly said I can't do that.
Sorry.
But that is a show tonight. That's 1 hour, and I'm sorry if you joined in or you come in this later and you thought Broncos. Yes, we do Bronco Talk Live on Mondays, but seeing how we were out here, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of taste of what we were doing out here, and let you kind of experience it through us. If you ever have any questions, go to allterrainnation.com. You can _email us that way. Instagram's a great way to get a hold of us. So it's all_nation_ all_terrain_nation_media.
Because somebody stole the name.
Yes. You can reach out that way. I try to get back pretty quickly that way. So if you ever have when does David say there? Looked awake in your thumbnail.
You looked awake in your thumbnail. I think that was probably taken before lunch.
That was this morning. Yes.
Yeah.
And to wrap this up, one final story. So to get here was an ordeal, because the last time we came to Texas, we literally were running to the gate so we didn't miss our flight, because we usually fly out on Sundays, and normally Sundays you don't expect to be too busy. Well, security has been a nightmare in Nashville to get through security, just long lines.
Wait for the Kelly attack coming.
So, seeing how it was partially my fault that first time. It was, I parked at the airport, which we normally do, a bunch of that. So we, this time we were not going to be late. So our flight left at 5:50
a.m.
We got up at 2 a.m. And so I'm still paying a little bit for being up at 2 a.m. And then some of our press buddies come in.
You weren't going to get up until later.
No,
I set my alarm for 2 so I could take a shower and kind of leisurely get out the door.
Okay. But we had a 2-hour wait at the airport because everything went perfect. We got through the lines. If it can happen to a Boyd, it's going to happen.
Honestly, though, had we gotten there the time we did the last time, we probably would have been doing the exact same thing, like running to the gate, because I really do feel like we hit it just at the right time getting through security.
So now that Mama Bear's coming along on these trips,
Randy Hughes says you should vlog the travel days. We've actually talked about
I didn't know how
doing
that
some vlogging
work with this channel, because sometimes that turns people off. And, obviously we're automotive, but we are me and you as well on this channel. Pretty personable. There, that too.
And look for some more coming to the website, because
Yes, the website, we're trying to develop it more. Kelly's wanting to do writing and stuff. So we're going to try to make it more of a automotive, I won't say blog because I hate that word. There'll be articles, there'll be pieces up there that we'll do from time to time. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
it matters tonight what you drive, because we had a lot to drive.
We had a lot to drive.
And bed back there is looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining us. Once again, I apologize. It's not Bronco Talk Live, but we had a lot going on.
Yes.
And until next time, peace, everybody.
See ya.
And now.
If you can end the broadcast.